Today is Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. And it is Yom Revi'i, 4th day of the week, 26th day of Av. 5785. The parsha of the week is Re'eh, and the daf of the day is Avodah Zara, page 63, Samach Gimel. And this is the PL-89 calendar. It's a Daf Yomi calendar, and it is a solar calendar, lunar calendar. Solar represented by the Gregorian and Julian calendars, and lunar represented by the Hebrew / rabbinic calendar and the Islamic calendar as well. On the English calendar, the Gregorian calendar, it is the 20th day of August, and we're on box number 10. And this is a gematriatic thought calendar. I should mention that. Gematriatic thought calendar, which the phrase came to me today before lunch. It's organizing the organization of gematriatic thought in a chronological pattern. Chronological sequence or chronological pattern. Ordering of gematriatic thought organized in a gematriatic, in a chronological order. And that's what this is. And it helps calculate and to synthesize, connect ideas. The idea for today, and sometimes, there's all kinds of ideas that come to me, and ideas, the basic fundamental principle of this calendar is that all thoughts can be expressed as numbers. Anything you think of. I'd like to go out to lunch right now. What am I going to eat for lunch? Pizza. Today's Wednesday. All those things can be expressed in numbers. And if they are, the most mundane thought can be put right next to the most lofty thought, and it levels the playing field. They're all numbers. And what you ate for dinner could be its own number, and it can connect to what you learned last night. It can make you think about something that you studied. If you knew the gematria of the food that you're eating, maybe you could unlock something else in your mind that would connect something in what you're learning. It's just an example of how the gematriatic thought calendar could potentially work, and does work, little by little. And there are rules in this calendar, and it's all about connectivity. And because it's about connectivity and not about quantification, permutations are not, and this is the saying in the PL-89 calendars, permutations are not only permitted, but they're profitable. No, that was the word. They're not only permitted, but they're preferable. Permutations are not only permissible, but they are preferable and they are profitable. And because it's all about connectivity. So there's another rule that the purple and lavender boxes, they could become one rectangle, which represents today and yesterday, or represents today and tomorrow. So if the 20th of August is in box 10, then it connects with the one before it, which is 1. And in some cases, it can even form a bigger rectangle if you have something that makes sense. So in this case, the rectangles connect in a threefold way, not just a twofold way. Why? Yesterday and the day before, it was taught something about Joseph and Ephraim. Ephraim, gematria of Ephraim in Hebrew is 331, and yesterday and the day before formed 331, Ephraim. Okay? In English gematria, Joseph, Joseph, in English gematria, which means A equals 1, B equals 2, like that, Joseph is in 33. Why? Because the rule of the PL-89 is that plus 40, everything plus 40, it's the same box. So 33 is 73, is 113, 153, 193, 233, 2 million, and 33. Okay? And so 33 is Joseph also, because Joseph is 73, and 73, by the rule of 40, 33. So why is it significant that today is 10? Because you can make the past few days into one composite thought. How? If you know enough about the Tanakh. We know that Joseph's son was Ephraim. And who led the Jewish people into Israel after the desert? His name was Joshua. And Joshua lived till age 110. So that would simplify today's 10, right? You see 110 here? But also Joseph lived till age 110. So you have Ephraim here, you have Joseph here, and you have the age of both of them here, because today is the 10th. And 10 is the 20th box. So that symbolizes the 20th day of August. And it says that Joseph, when he was thrown into the pit, was sold by Judah for how much? For 20 pieces of silver. So if 10 is 20, 110 is how old Joseph was when he passed away. But he was sold for 20 silver pieces. That's all happening in a timely manner. That's why it's a gematriatic thought calendar. But these gematriatic thoughts, they're like a timed released thought quantum information capsule. It's a time released quantum thought gematriatic thought capsule. And these things I forgot to say yesterday and the day before, but it doesn't matter because they connect each one next to each other. Like I said, like 33, and then I remembered about Joseph, and then 110, and then he was sold for 20. All those things happened within like the past 3 days, but they're all held in order in this calendar. So that's with Joseph, okay? And now we're looking at the lunar side. The lunar side would be the Hebrew calendar and the Islamic calendar. In the Hebrew calendar, we're on the 26th day of Av, which is the 5th month of the Jewish calendar. It starts in Nisan, and it's the 5th month. But in the Islamic calendar, we are on the 2nd month. Safar is the 2nd month, which means they just started a new year, and they started the year of 1447. 1447 is called Al-Hijri or Al-Hajiri or something like that, which the start point is 622. And 622 is the year that Muhammad immigrated from Mecca to Medina. Not the funky cold Medina, but just Medina. Or maybe it was, I don't know. But anyway, another thought came to me. I'm glad I didn't forget, because sometimes I stop this video before I remember a whole bunch of other stuff. It's a gematriatic thought calendar, and I mentioned briefly the rule of 40. The rule of 40 means in any box, you add 40, you keep adding 40, and it's the same number. So 21 is 61, is 101, is 2,021,021, 2,021,000,000. It's all the same. You just add 40. And they're all in the same box. If you do that, something very interesting happens. Well, number one, we're on the if you come to the 26th day of the month, whether it's solar or lunar. So today happens to be lunar because today is the 26th day of Av. It's also the 26th day of Safar because Islamic is lunar. But even if when we get to August 25th, God willing, we'll still be in that same box. And we'll get a chance to review the information that was produced now. So it doesn't matter what month you're in, whether it's lunar or solar, you're always going to come around the same box, because this is the 26th day of any month, starting from here. So 21, it's interesting that 26 is the numerical value of the tetragrammaton. Yud and Hey and Vav and Hey. That is the tetragrammaton. Many people, it's one of the most famous gematrias that most people know, that 26 equals the name of God. And 21 times 21 is truth. Emet in Hebrew. 441, 21 squared. So it's interesting that God is a God of truth, and when you get to the 26th day on the calendar, you hit 21, and 21 squared equals truth. And that's a simple thing. I mean, that just came to me first, but then I realized that other things are connected. By the rule of 40, that every number is in the same family that comes from 40. Like, 1 is 41, is 81, is 121, up until infinity. If you add up 40s, you're in the same family. That's kind of the idea. Now, if you do that, then because the name Esther came up today, it was fresh in my mind. Literally, it came up in my, working day. Esther, okay? In Hebrew gematria, in regular Hebrew gematria, the name Esther has a numerical value of 661. But if you know the line of 40, 61 is a descendant of 40. 40 is like the ancestor. Of 21. You add 40. You have to use the rule of 40. That's what I meant to say. 21 is the great, by the rule of 40, grandfather or grandmother of 661. Why? Because if you take 21 and you add 40, and you add 40, and you add 40, and you add 40, you will get to 661. 661. So 21 plus 40 is 61. It's 101. It's 141, 181, 221. Right? 261, 301, 341, 381, 421. See, 421 is 221, so now you can see that 221 is 421. Let's jump up to 621 plus 40 is 661, which equals Esther. But if you keep on going up the line, Achashverosh, from the Purim story, Esther, Achashverosh, is in that same family. Achashverosh equals 821. You can check it out. Don't take my word for it. Check it out. Achashverosh equals 821. You can already see the 600 there, right? Achash, the shin and the shin, sorry, 600. Rosh. Achash, Rosh. You see 3 shins there. See, Achash, Ve, Rosh. Oh, you have it. See, 800. 2 shins and a resh. See the 800 there? Anyways, you can figure it out. You see, it's 821. So 821 is 661. So Esther, if you keep on adding 40s. So 661 plus 40 is, right, for 701, 741, 781, plus 40 is 821. So we see in the same line, so these are connected in the story, but mathematically, through the line of 40, they're also connected. And that's the numerical gematriatic explanation for the PL-89 for today.